everyone, welcome to Homestead Corner. Today I wanted to share with you a few books that I added to my prepper library in the last few months. So as most of you know, I think books are just one of the most important things that you can have in your preps. And I think everybody should have at least a small prepper library with how-to books, cookbooks, canning books, anything that is going to help you be more self-reliant and be able to help take care of yourself during an emergency. So I have a pretty big library and I just love books. I think they're just so important because when the grid goes down or you don't have access to the internet, all this information is still right at your fingertips and you can still get what you need out of it. So I figured I would share a couple of the newer books that I added to my library in the last couple months, just so it might give someone some new ideas, or it might be something that you're looking for. And I'll share links in the description to these, so if any of them are something you're looking for, you might be able to find them. So I do not buy all my books brand new. Some books I do if I can't find them used, but if I can find them used, definitely go used. It is so much cheaper and better on your budget. Okay, so the first book is the Amish Community Cookbook. This book, I have really been loving this book. It's got tons of great recipes in it, how to make things that, you know, naturally with food that you have on hand, which is great. And it's a lot of basic pantry staple ingredients, which is nice. So, and I love that it is like color coded for the dessert section, canning section. There's tons of everything in here, side dishes, main dishes, dressings, salads, all kinds of stuff, just to add a little bit more variety to meal planning and prepping and stuff like that. I think this is great. It's always good to have cookbooks in case you're not sure what to do with those preps. And older books, Amish books, things like that, they use a lot of basic ingredients, which is nice. So it makes it easier to use your preps from it. And so that is a super cool book. I really love that one. The next one is the Ultimate Survival Manual. I love bushcraft stuff, anything outside, you know, survival stuff, things like that. And this has tons of great information in it. Tons and tons. It really does. There's all kinds of different stuff about, you know, making snow goggles and things so you can fishing. There's all kinds of stuff. Protecting your face in a sandstorm. I don't think I'm going to have that problem in my area, but if you're in an area like that, it would definitely be helpful. You know, just different things. How to step by step catch a squirrel for dinner. You know, you got to do what you got to do. I hope I don't have to eat squirrels, but you know, there may come a day you might have to do that. Also, rendering animal fat. There's just so much in here. There's tons and tons of information. I think this is a great book to have on the shelf, and I think every book has a little tidbit of good information in it anyway. So even if you have one similar, another book that's similar a lot of times has at least something different in it, which is nice. The next one is the Outdoor Life, the Ultimate Self-sufficiency book. This is great. Tons and tons of great information on self-reliance and doing things yourself. Rain barrels, setting up different things like that. There's just so much. How to pack food, how to keep food dry. There's so much stuff in here. Stashing your cash, things like that, how to do different things. It gives you tons of ideas. Not all of them do you really need instructions, but when you're flipping through, you're like, oh, I didn't think of that. Great idea. Another great book to have on the shelf. Let's see. The next one is the Herbal Pantry. Herbal books, you can't have too many herbal books. They're They're so important. And this one is great. It's got lots of great pictures in it. It shows you how to make foods with your herbs, tinctures. There's tons, syrups, all different kinds of stuff in here. It's loaded with recipes, and it's really got some great stuff, how to make flavored oils and flavored vinegars and things like that. All good things to have. And you know, as things get more and more expensive, we have to do more and more ourselves. And the next book that I added was The Complete Guide to Wild Edible Plants. This has some really nice pictures in it, and so you can identify them really easily. And it also has, you know, like their habitats, things like that. There's all kinds of stuff in here, and things that you wouldn't really think are edible. There are edible ones in here, you know, things you would never think of. So, which is great, and I really love that. So, so you can grab different things. There's all kinds of trees and shrubs and tons of stuff. So this is another really nice one, The Complete Guide to Wild Edible Plants. I love all foraging books. Never seen one that I didn't love. Foraging books are wonderful because that food is food you can get just by going to find it, and you can store it up, dry it, can it, eat it fresh, whatever you can do. And then the next one, which really isn't a book at all, but it's Foraging Mushrooms in New England. I thought this was great. They have these, I think I got this at Tractor Supply, but it's just like a little folded thing. It's all laminated. It's got tons of mushrooms in it. I just thought this was such a nice thing to have on hand, because, you know, I know about a few of the mushrooms. Mushrooms are definitely not my specialty, but I know a few local ones that we can pick and eat. But this helps so I can identify some other ones. It explains about the different types of mushrooms with the different spores and things like that, and what it looks like under the caps, which is important because they may look the same on the top. One might be poisonous, one might not, but you can tell by the gills underneath. So these are super handy. Anything with really good pictures and really explains it. I personally think if you can find someone local that knows about this, go to them first. That's going to be your best information. These are great second information, just to kind of help enforce it and things like that. If you can take a class on foraging for mushrooms or plants or both, would be great. Definitely, it's worth investing in, I believe. And the last book I have is The Essential Guide to Self-Sufficient Living. I can't tell you how many self-sufficient living books I have. I've been collecting them for years, but I still love them. There's always something in there that is great. This one has great information on homemade ice cream, fermenting, tons of different stuff, different types of goats. Isn't that the cutest little goat? And different types of goats, so you know if you want to raise for meat, you get the right kind of goat for meat. You don't want to get a pygmy goat for meat, they're too small. But you know, different types of things and which ones have the best milk fat, things like that. Growing herbs in pots, growing plants, all kinds of stuff. Great information for being able to do it yourself. I love books. When the power goes out, I like to slap on a headlight and sit and enjoy the quiet and read a book. You know, it's just great. And there is so much information in books in so many different areas. Building books, how-to books, DIY books, all that stuff. Cooking, canning, anything that is going to help you be more self-reliant, I think is super important. And that is it for today. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Bye! This is the Amish Community Cookbook. Hey, you little devil, you can't bite me. Hey, no bites, no bites, no bites, no bites, no, where's your toy? Let's go get your toy. Where's your Santa baby?